This is John, Grady, and Carter. This is our RCV design process.
For our starting idea, we wanted to do the military as our main client and maybe do like some agriculture or something as our secondary backup client.
Yeah, so for the parts that we're using, we stuck with a simple box chassis, to which we'll grow upon. We'll put a turret on top that we'll be using servos to move. We're going to be using two dual 12-volt worm gear motors to drive the tank. We have simple plastic tank treads. Each motor will be attached to each gear on the tread, and it will be operated by an 11.1 volt battery. For our defense capabilities, we're going to be using Lego spring launchers that we're going to attach to the turret, and that will be attached by like a dual servo, so a remote will control the angle and the orientation of the turret.
So for our remote controller, we got a simple one with two joysticks. We're hoping to make like the right or the left joystick be the motor and the other joystick be our turret controls. At the moment, we've only managed to get it to go forward and backwards, and we haven't figured out how to turn. So we might end up making it forward on each joystick is forward, and then you let off one joystick and it stops that motor. So like each joystick controls a motor, I guess, and that might make it so we can actually turn. Or we just have to figure out how to program our remote control better, and we might get it to all do it so we can do the driving on one joystick and the turret on the other. But we're still working on that.
Yeah, I think that brings us into some challenges that we've faced. Just communicating the motors with the remote, having some difficulties there. I think that just we could fix that with some simple mixing of the channels. But yeah, I think that's our current progress up to this point. Thanks.
Hi, this is Xander on the Swamp. For my design, I have currently bought a 110 gallon per hour low flow pump with also a bunch of PVC fittings and packed bed materials, which include 4mm copper beads and vinyl tubing, as well as just a bunch of PVC pipe. For my original design, I was going to do 90-degree elbows to induce the head loss, but the constraints changed mid-semester, so I decided to go with packed beds. And as you can see, this is my current prototype design. For my progress, I have made a bunch of operating curves. That includes system curves and pump curves. The low flow pump, it runs at about 1.4 gallons per minute, so I need about 6.7 feet of head loss for the green pump and 14.3 feet of head loss for the black pump. In testing my pump, I determined that it ran at about 1.6 gallons per minute, which is slightly more than the manufacturer said. And some challenges that I ran into include the packed bed leaks, and we'll need further fortifications. And finding the theoretical number of beads was very difficult, so I'll need testing to ensure that that's correct.